Welcome to today's video. I'm sorry if I'm a bit sweaty. It's freaking hot. We just entered a heat wave and it's scorching. But I am going to do a video. Well, I just literally came up with like earlier. So was not planned to do this video, but I'm going to do a top 10 video of my favourite anime of all time. But that up to now, I might see some anime in the future that I love even more that I got in the previous list. But I've been reading so much manga, have not been watching, and there go my message tune. And I've not been watching much anime at all, just mostly reading manga. And so I'm going to get on with it now. My top 10 favourite anime of all time. Stay tuned. So, let's begin my top 10 favourite anime of all time, starting with number 10. This is sort of controversial in mostly unfairness. It's not that much like newer anime. It's mostly nostalgic reasons why these are my top 10. We've got some in there I only just watched recently in my top 10, but you got nostalgic. It's a huge part of this list. So yeah, begin. Okay, top 10 is the YuGiOh series. I grew up with YuGiOh, so yeah, this is another nostalgic. I grew up with the original and GX. GX happens to be near to my close favourite of YuGiOh's. But I love the original series, of course. I didn't like 5Ds like everyone do. I thought they were kind of boring. They're sort of getting downhill from 5Ds. Well, after GX. But I enjoyed the YuGiOh series. But these are definitely my top 10. The first two anyway definitely are. I used to play YuGiOh when I was a little kid in school. I used to play with my friends. They come round. We had like the dual discs on our arms, and we even got in the moment. Like you'd have in a TV show, we like shout our special ability, like you set on my trap card and stuff like that, and you activate my. No, you don't activate. I activate my spell card, and we like shouting what we were doing. We were sort of getting in the mood, in the moment of the YuGiOh sort of phrase. And when we were doing that, like GX were new at the time. It wasn't any of this synchro summon stuff, which I have no idea about. GX is as far as I'll get with the fusions and that. But I used to have a zombie deck. I used to be a zombie wielder, but for some reason, somehow my deck either got stolen or my dad threw away my deck. It got all zombie related cards, all 40, and it were well built. But lucky enough, he threw them away when I was in college, and I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh at that point. I stopped playing it after high school. Not that I didn't not enjoy playing it. Just the rules getting more complex, and I wasn't exactly sociable outside of school, so I didn't have any people to play with. But Yu-Gi-Oh definitely is my top 10. It had to be in my top 10, definitely, and it just made it on the 10th spot. Another nostalgic one, we got Digimon. I love every single Digimon show. I tell a lie. I did not like Fusion, but I loved the third season of Fusion when, with all the characters come back for like a final fight, pretty much like what you did in Power Rangers. But Digimon, I had the videos, VHSs, and I just actually finished rewatching that just a few weeks ago. this first season. And Digimon Tamers, I think, is my favourite. And also Frontier I really like, especially the opening. The opening of Digimon Frontier is amazing. But also our Digimon Data Squad and Applemon Universe, I think Applemon or something. And also the Digimon Reboot, which I only watched a few episodes of, where I did enjoy. But I will get watching that when all the episode is aired, and it pretty soon I'm finishing actually. But Digimon is definitely my favourite. It got loads of world building and loads of character development, especially through the movies. I love the newer Digimon movies with them all growing up, and it just makes you appreciate them, what they went through as kids. It's so brilliant. All 8 Digidestined. And loads of polls on Facebook and social media and all that said if you had to be given a crest of your own, what would it be? And I obviously put down the crest of reliability. That's the crest I would have gave myself. But I mean, for fun, why don't you guys comment on the video what crest you think you'd be given? But I definitely grew up with this show. Mostly the first season on what I had on video, but I've seen the third season a lot on TV. The second season, on the other hand, I have not seen a bunch of episodes of, apart from the Christmas episodes, what we used to come on every single year. Of course, I've seen all the series now. I own them all. What available. And yeah, the Digimon is definitely the 9th favourite of mine. Next, we got an old series, but I started watching this in high school, so not really. It's nostalgic, but not back in my childhood, nostalgic like the others. We got Dragon Ball. I know I old in Dragon Ball Z, and I know people usually say, Dragon Ball Z, my favourite. But I am a universe. In a way, I believe that if it's set in the same time frame, it's just known as one thing, and that just means it grows after time. I should say Naruto, Shippuden, Boruto, they're all in the same time frame. So I don't say I don't like Boruto. I love Boruto, but I don't put that on its own separate category. To me, Naruto have not ended. Naruto's story continued in Boruto. But I'm not talking about Naruto just at the moment. I'm talking about Dragon Ball. But Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super, and of course GT if you class at a sequel in the far end future. Whatever happened to Beerus, I have no idea. Or you could just put GT with Kai, which is complete rubbish. I didn't enjoy Kai. Even though it's just pretty much a recap of it, sort of like just cancel all the fears. But I prefer the fears in Dragon Ball. It's character development. It's entertaining, most of the fears. I think one of the fears is when Gohan trained and then he met like that Tao guy. That were a pretty good episode. So some of the fears are good, and I'm holding this season on purpose because this fight, Gohan versus Cell, is my favourite fight in all of anime. I love that fight. So yeah, Dragon Ball is definitely my 8th favourite. I enjoyed it. I am going to read the manga pretty soon. And I heard they're also getting either another series. I know you're getting a movie, which hopefully continues after Brawley, which were a pretty good movie. But I heard they also might be having a comeback. I hope so. Because I do like Dragon Ball. Okay, now for very, very, very huge and nostalgic. And I also did a video on this one as well. Why it reminds me nostalgic. But that were like last year, I think. I can tell you now anyway. Pokemon. Pokemon is my okay, now I'm really confused. 7th favourite Pokemon was my very first anime. So, it definitely was my... Pokemon been a huge part of my life. From when I'm ill, I just put with episodes of Pokemon. When I come home from school, 5:30, charge at the TV, Pokemon. Back then they were advanced, and advanced battle and stuff like that. Then Diamond and Pearl was sort of going towards the end of high school, so I didn't watch much of that on TV. But I've seen all the episodes of Pokemon, but Pokemon is amazing. It was the first anime I've seen since I was very tiny. Like when it first aired in England, I just watched it. I must have been about 2, 3 maybe. I know you probably should think he'd lie, he can't remember that far back, which I can't, but I can remember as a little toddler, I get excited for Pokemon, and my parents bought me Volume 1 and 2 on the VHS when it first came out. I remember that, and I was so excited. So Pokemon basically the first anime I watched since I was tiny. I watched it from season 1, so obviously I must have been very young at the time. So Pokemon, definitely a huge part of my childhood. It's been with me for all my life, and it still is with me from the current seasons. So, yeah, Pokemon. I'm not sure if we'll be getting the games though. I love the Pokemon games, but seeing the new shiny diamond, it's sort of, I might get it. But I don't know, I'm so used to the new graphics now. I'm curious about the Pokemon Arceus, I think it's called. I'm not sure, the open world Pokemon game. I'm curious about that one. But anywho, Pokemon, we've just done that course now. Okay, we got another one. I have not got anything to show off that one because that have not released on DVD at all in any format or in any country apart from Japan, which I would have ordered in Japan, but I think it don't have English subtitles. If it does have English subtitles and you guys know, please let me know because I really love this series. I wrote it down. Tribe Calls Crew. I will see if I can get a picture and put it in the description. I won't be surprised if you guys never heard of Tribe Calls Crew. Because not that nobody ever talk about this anime. It's a dancing anime, and I love this anime. It's so much fun. It only 50 some episode 52 I think, and I have so much fun watching this anime. I get excited back when I used to watch anime weekly. I don't do that anymore. That why I stopped Digimon, the reboot, because I stopped watching them weekly. I get excited every week for a new episode of Tribe Calls Crew. It's so amazing. I just wish they released it on DVD in the US or the UK, but obviously the US most likely will get it before us. But I hope they do license it eventually. Okay, we got another one. Sort of the origin of anime and manga collecting. We got Bleach. Bleach is my 4th favourite. No, my 5th favourite. We got another piece of paper somewhere. 5th favourite. Bleach it's the first anime I watched besides Pokemon. I mean, yeah, Pokemon, Digimon, and Beyblades, and Metabots and all that. But I didn't know they were anime at the time. Bleach was the first introduction to Japanese opening for me, and this is the introduction of the world of anime. When I watched that, I actually thought I was watching it Japanese. And so the whole first, I was just a novice. I was like 11 years old. I was just a novice. Through the whole first openings, I don't do that no more, never. I skip the opening every time. Because I thought, why is it Japanese? I can't let anyone hear me. Yes, you can't let anyone know I'm watching something Japanese. It's just weird. But when the second opening came on, and that best opening of all of Bleach, should have riven. I got hooked on listening to the opening. I just thought, what is that? It was amazing. So then I spoke to my friend who introduced me to this sort of anime. And he explained to me about opening and Japanese and English subtitles and all that. I didn't watch English subtitles because I wasn't very good at reading back then until I was like in college. And Tribe Called Crew, actually the first anime I watched, subtitled. Is it? No, I tell a lie, but that will come. But Bleach is my introduction to anime, and also I heard about manga. I don't know what manga was, never heard of it. That friend I just told you about, he introduced me to manga, and I were on holiday in Great Yarmouth, I think. Were like 11 or 12 back then. I were in my local Dewey Smiths, and they had a bunch of Bleach mangas. So I picked up, and I still haven't to this day, but you're way over there. The first 5, well, no, I bought the first 2 Bleach volumes to start with, or the beginning of the time. Then I went back, cause while we were on holiday, I was just a nerd. I went back and got the next 3, so I bought 1 to 5. So Bleach definitely has a stronghold. It's definitely the origins. And people said the Blood War arc is garbage, it's completely awful, the ending complete wash, which I totally don't disagree with, but I did a video my thoughts on the ending. I love the Blood War arc. The 1000 Blood War arc, Quincy's and that. I loved it, and I can't wait until it get animated next year. So yeah, we got Bleach. Next is Naruto. Naruto is my 4th favourite. It got huge character development, open world as well. I love Naruto so much, but like I said, I do not put them in separate categories. Yeah, Naruto, Shippuden, and Boruto all in one category. They're all the same time frame. So I don't put them in different categories. I just say time passes on. Like JoJo. You do not put them in different categories. They're all the same. Even though you balance in different times skips and all that. Even though Naruto is majorly known for its fillers, which I have to admit, most of them are very boring, or definitely most of them. And it drags on so much fillers. But if you, like I said before, when it comes to Naruto, read the manga of Naruto, and when you get to the Boruto, watch the anime. The Boruto anime got a load of fillers in, but it's a pace where the manga rush things and just get straight to the point. The anime take things easy, and you get to know all the characters, all what they're capable of. It don't just rush things like the manga does. But I do love the anime of Naruto. One of the first anime I ever watched after Bleach. So yeah, this is definitely Naruto. Okay, another one which were my very first introduction to sub-anime. I learned how to read subtitles so I can watch this anime. Before I tell you what anime it is, you have to do some little guessing. I do not like physical sports. I don't like football. But to my American audience, it's known as soccer. I don't like it at all. But when it comes to anime, I actually love sports anime. It's one of my favourite genres. And Inazuma 11. I haven't watched much of Go. Inazuma 11 Go. Is Go, ain't it? Yeah, I think so. But Inazuma 11, I love it. It's my 3rd favourite anime series of all time. I love the whole powers when kicking a ball. And it's another series I'll re-wish get American copy. I know we got dubbed until like the national games sort of thing. I hope if we do get a release of this in the US or in the UK, most likely be US first, I hope they don't involve the dubbed. The dub was good, but it don't have all the series in the dub, and it skips like opening. All the opening for dub are the same opening, which is opening 1, which were good for the first 25 episodes, but all the opening of Inazuma 11 are fantastic. I love every single opening for Inazuma 11. Even the endings were not that bad. So I hope one day you do get a release, sub-only release. I mean, it happened before. We got Monster Rancher. We got, I know this isn't anime, but we got Super Sentai. Why can't we have Inazuma 11? Seriously. Okay, now for my second favourite anime of all time. What used to be my first, but we'll get to that in a minute. But my second favourite is One Piece. Again, love One Piece. It got very strong character development in it. You get to know all the tragic backstories of each of the pirate crew, even the villains. There even backstory to the villains as well. So One Piece don't go shy when it comes to backstories and tragicness. I love it. It's so open world, so many characters, so many adventures, and it's basically about a pirate crew setting sail with their own goals. Each of them got their own goals they want to achieve while they travel with Luffy. And I'm currently actually reading the manga at the moment. One Piece is amazing. I love it so much. One of my first anime I watched, and until last year, it was my first favorite. But last year changed it all. Why has it changed? Because I finally checked out Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter, my favourite anime of all time. And my boy Killua. I love Killua so much. He's definitely my favourite character. And Hunter x Hunter, my favourite. I will collecting the sets, but I will refusing to watch it until I have all 7 sets. Now they came out in the UK like a year later. I should have peed. Because I wanted the UK sets because it got better artwork. But I wasn't gonna double dip. I love this series so much, but I wasn't gonna spend money when I don't need to. But I don't care. Hunter x Hunter, my favourite anime of all time. I enjoyed it so much. I know I'm repeating myself over and over again, but Hunter x Hunter, it's just a good adventure, and it ended really well considering it on hiatus. The manga is that then ended the anime pretty well. I would love to see more. I have to admit I got teary-eyed at the end of the anime, but I would love to see more. But unfortunately, the author is bedridden, and I hope it does get better soon. But Hunter x Hunter, amazing. So this is my top 10 favourite mangas, favourite anime of all time. That might change after time if I get introduced to a new anime. I mean, so close, like Vinland Saga and Dororo. Almost made it to the list. I did love them animes. But that besides the point. These are my top 10. Mostly have something to do with nostalgic, but I love these series so much. And like I said, One Piece, one of my first anime I ever seen, was my favorite for like 15 over 15 years. Is that about right? Over 15, 14 years it was my favorite. And then Hunter x Hunter had to steal the friggin' throne, didn't it? It had to steal the mantle what One Piece were holding on for me. But I love Hunter x Hunter. I can't say a bad thing about it. The Chimera Ants arc, the best. So much. I love Killua and his lightning powers. And as you can tell by the intro of every video I do now, that Godspeed power of Killua, amazing. Love it. It always made me chills every time I go Godspeed. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and please, I would love to know what your top 10 favourite anime is. It might be anime I have not seen before, and if you guys put on your top 10, something I would definitely think about checking out to see if I like it. There isn't that much anime or manga I do not like. I like pretty much everything. So give me a list of what you guys love, then I will just see if I should watch it as well. So stay tuned for my next video, which will be in a couple of weeks, when I'll be doing my manga haul. Then also after that, my manga reading vlog of the month of July. So stay tuned for that, and I am so repeating myself. I'm going to end now. Bye.